You carry tension there, which stops your lips moving very freely. And so if I deliberately tense there, then suddenly when I speak, I am starting to sound a little bit Indian. I have no choice. So if you want to
That's
sound clearer in English,
true.
just try and relax that joint there on your jaw
Yes,
a little,
yes.
and your mouth will become more
Free.
mobile, will become more relaxed.
If someone had only 1 month to improve their spoken English, then what should they focus on?
Soporific, recalcitrant, really words that you have to think,
So,
wow.
what advice would you give to someone who is just starting their spoken English journey today? Hello, everyone. You guys are watching Asim Talk Tide, and today I am with you, Asim, and we have an amazing guest, Steve. So, welcome to the session, Steve. I'm really excited to have a great conversation. I can't believe that I'm talking with you right now because it was my dream to talk with you for a long time. You know what, for a long time I was finding such kind of videos that where I can learn some British phrases because I'm an enthusiast of British phrases, idioms and all. And finally I got your channel. It has been, I would say, 5 months back. And like, I just feel impressed that I'm talking to you right now. I'm so excited. Just tell me, how are you getting on today?
Oh, Ashim, you're making me blush. Seriously, it's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on your channel, and it's a delight to speak to you.
I'm so grateful actually. You accepted my request. It was my dream, and my dream comes true today. And today is the day I'm going to talk with you. So I'm so excited. And I hope so. This session is really helpful for the people, those who are really ambitious to learn this language. There are so many people, they're struggling to grab their fluency, they're struggling their English. So just I'm gonna go with the questions quickly, but before going to the main question, so I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm quite hooked up with this question. So just tell me, how did you start your YouTube journey? Because nowadays people are starting their YouTube journey, but they're just like they're not able to continue their journey. I'm also a YouTuber. I recently started my journey. I'm a nascent YouTuber, I would say. So could you please share your story? How did you and what makes you to come to YouTube?
Oh, okay. I I started just after COVID. Do you know when the COVID pandemic hit the world and everyone was locked inside? I discovered online English teaching then because really I was bored. So it was a way of me seeing the world without having to go outside. A friend suggested to me that I give it a go, I try it. And I found that I loved it and I loved helping people and getting to talk to them all over the world. But I was very aware that online lessons are expensive. Do you know, to
True.
speak to me, it is quite expensive. Not everyone can afford that.
True.
So I decided to, well, let me tell you exactly what happened. I I was teaching a student who was struggling to pronounce the letter R in English.
True.
Now, the English R, the British English R, is far different than the American English R.
True.
So he wanted to learn a British accent, so I was teaching him this R sound. And as soon as the lesson finished, I thought, about all the people who struggle with this, but don't get to speak to me. So I just left my camera recording and I recorded the lesson exactly as I had just done it for that student. And then I thought, okay, well, I've got a video of it now. What do I do? And I created a YouTube channel.
Wow.
And that was, if you go to my YouTube channel, which hopefully you'll put a link in your description to,
Yeah, yeah.
my very first ever video is me looking frightened in front of a camera going, and to say the letter R, you do this with your mouth. And that's where it started. And after every lesson, whatever I was teaching, I would just make a video of it. It's developed over the last 2 years. And now I'm fortunate to have, I think, over 60 something thousand people who follow me and watch regularly. And so
Wow.
I've got a variety now of anything I think is useful. not traditional classroom teaching, which everyone knows is slow. It's great for passing exams, but it doesn't actually help you in
True,
communicating very much.
true.
So anything I can think of, sometimes I put a little camera on me and go for a walk, and I'm walking around my home city of Liverpool and saying what I see or talking to people. Sometimes it's a lesson where I'll pretend to have a conversation with the viewer themselves so they can practice. But that's really where it all came from.
Wow, that's amazing actually. That's amazing story to start your YouTube journey. And the best part is that, as you mentioned, that online classrooms, like it's very expensive, very pricey right nowadays. And you are providing such free classes on YouTube. I think people will be so grateful for you, literally, like me especially, because finding such a British phrases like this, and there are multiple content which is quite coming from, especially the Cambridge universities, vocabularies and some advanced words. So I was just like messed up at a certain time, but when I just like found out your channel, and that helps me a lot. So I am so grateful for you. Actually, thank you so much,
You're
Steve.
very, you're very welcome, and thanks for watching. And please, anyone, like you said, it's free. Just come on,
Yes,
click that
please.
subscribe
Yeah,
button, and I will keep
exactly.
working hard for you.
Exactly. Those who are watching this video, please go. I will mention the channel link on my description box. Go and just see the videos and subscribe the channel, because this literally the channel is so amazing and you guys can learn a lot of things from there. Okay. All right.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much to you too, by the way. Okay. So let's get started. The questions which I'm gonna ask you today. So I'm really excited for these questions actually. Okay. So as I mentioned, there are so many people they're struggling to grab their fluency, right? So if you could delete one spoken English myth forever, then what would it be?
A myth.
Yes.
Okay. Can I give you three? Because I've got three things that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really get a
yeah.
little
Please.
not angry about, but it annoys me a little. And the first is the myth that you need to learn or spend hours and hours learning grammar. Lists and lists of verbs and tenses, things like I am,
True.
you are, he is, she is. And we've all sat there and you go through them. The reality is that's not the best way to learn. The best way is simply surround yourself with English.
True.
Let your brain is amazing. Your brain is amazing. Everyone's brain is amazing. It will sort out the grammar for you. If you listen to enough native speakers, you'll suddenly realize that sounds wrong. You don't know why. It's not because you've not conjugated a verb or you've used the wrong preposition. You'll just know it sounds wrong automatically. So, grammar, stop wasting your time. Unless you're taking an exam, if you can understand me now, you have enough grammar. Move on and use your time more valuably. So that's number one. Second myth, advanced vocabulary.
True.
Okay. The average native English speaker uses about 2,000 words. That's it. I'm not saying they don't know
True.
more, but that's what they use every day. About
True.
2,000 words. And those words are simple little words like it, is, they, were, when, how. Simple words you already know. Stop trying to learn advanced words. And you see it all the time. You see them on YouTube channels. Your instructor will say, here's 7 advanced words that you must know to sound like a native speaker. And then they use words that I never hear. I'm English. I never hear them. Words like soporific, recalcitrant, really words that you have to think, wow, can I even remember what that means? It's not about advanced words and learning more. It's about using the simple words that you already know well. So that's my second myth. You don't need advanced words. You need to use simple words well. Okay. And finally, the big one. And this one might get me into a little bit of trouble with other instructors on YouTube. And it's the
True.
myth that you should learn received pronunciation, or RP. Now, don't get me wrong, I think received pronunciation sounds wonderful.
True.
It's when you watch the royal family on television and they go, "Oh, it's so nice to be here today, and I would like to welcome everyone to my palace." You know, it's really clear. And I can understand why teachers use it because it's easy to understand. Every word is complete and finished. The problem is almost no one actually uses that in real life. Less
True.
than 3% of the population, the native English speaking population, use RP. So you're listening to your teacher and you think, oh, I understand them. Then you speak to a native speaker and they say, all right there, lads, how's it going? What do you want to do today? And you think, what the heck was that? That's not RP.
True.
No, it's not. Because the chances are you'll never actually meet someone who uses RP in real life. So find an accent that you like. You might like my accent, you might hate it.
True.
You might like Donald Trump's accent and you love that. Whichever accent you like the sound of, follow that accent, but move away from RP. And it really annoys me that it's sort of forced on people by lots of teachers. There are lots of teachers like me who just speak neutrally. Find their YouTube channels and follow them. But start moving away from RP if you can. They're my 3 myths. Stop your grammar, stop your advanced vocabulary, try and move a little bit away from RP. Do you know, it's not for me to tell you what to do, but that's my advice.
That's absolutely true. I agree with that. Especially when it comes to British accent, when people will not say it's British, they will say British, right? They will just keep the T sound here. And when it comes to American sound, they just will emphasize the D letter. That, for example, later, they will say not water, they will say water, D. And especially when it comes to Indian, that T, water, water. And it's quite crazy sometimes, but what I believe strongly, learning some accent, it is all about to make them understand those who are from other countries, especially after talking with a lot of foreigners or other ethnic group of peoples. What I realized that they are not able to understand sometimes Indian accent because of Indian accent is quite strong to understand, and that's normal, I would say. And the same thing has happened with us. We're Indians. Sometimes we feel confused when we listen the foreigner accent, like native speaker accent. But when it comes to American accent, it's quite easy to understand for me, especially. I don't know about the people, but I think accordingly we have to grab the things right. Means if I have such a plan to make the people feel understand, I want to become a more universal by talking with a lot of people, then I can go with my own accent. Whatever you're listening from my side, I don't think so. This is a proper Indian accent, but I would say it is a kind of universal accent. People they can understand. I think so. I don't know about that, but I have a lot of conversations from there. I can say this thing. Yeah.
Yes, you do speak really clearly. And that's the point. I'm not suggesting you try and get rid of your accent. I love accents. I love them from all around the world. Do you know, people from France come over and they speak English like this. And I think, oh, that sounds so sexy. I love that accent. I must admit, the Indian accent, when Indian people, and they're all wonderful, you're lovely people, when you speak English, sometimes the accent is so strong, it's difficult for a native English speaker to understand.
True.
And a lot of that is because of the tension you carry here when you naturally speak your own language,
Yes.
when you
Yes.
speak Hindi,
True.
whichever Indian language you speak. You carry tension there, which stops your lips moving very freely. And so if I deliberately tense there, then suddenly when I speak, I am starting to sound a little bit Indian. I have no choice. So if you want to
That's
sound clearer in English,
true.
just try and relax that joint there on your jaw
Yes,
a little,
yes.
and your mouth will become more
Free,
mobile, will become more relaxed. And so
relax.
don't lose your accent. Your accent's wonderful, but you'll sound more clear. And that's the key thing. That's what fluency is all about.
True.
Communication, you understanding me and me
And
understanding
yeah,
you.
true. The understanding is really matter in the conversation. That's true. Absolutely true. Okay, all right. So, Steve, there are multiple people. They most frequently ask me one question: when they learn some vocabularies, whatever the basic vocabs or intermediate, advanced, or formal, whatever it is, after 1 week, after 2 weeks, or after 1 month, they just like forget about this vocabulary. So, what skill replaces vocabulary at higher levels, according to you?
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Um, you can, lots of people who are very skilled with vocabulary can sound a little like a robot when they speak. And it's a level change when you stop speaking like a robot. So when you stop saying individual words and you join things together far neater. Okay, we simply haven't got time to go through and hear how you join words together, but there are tricks and hints. You know, there are lots of videos on how you join words together to sound less robotic on the channel. But what you can do at a higher level is you can learn little phrases to join statements together. Listen to this. Let me give you an
True.
example. Okay. I'm really tired. Okay. It's one statement. I'm really tired. I don't seem to ever get a good night's sleep these days. So I'm really tired. I didn't sleep well. I don't seem to get a good night's sleep these days. So there's three
Three
statements.
phrases. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds not that natural. It's clear, it's understandable, but it doesn't sound like a native speaker would say it at the highest level. So we can add little phrases in that. Listen to them three phrases again. I'm really tired. To be honest, I didn't sleep well. I mean, I don't seem to get a good night's sleep these days. Just by adding those little phrases, to be honest, I mean, you know, sort of. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how it goes. I joined them individual phrases together.
True.
I'm really tired, to be honest. You know, I don't really sleep well these days. Suddenly, I've stopped sounding like a robot and I start sounding more
Natural.
fluent, more confident when I speak.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing tips actually. Actually, for the first time, I'm knowing this thing about, but I really love this. I want to try it. For the next, I will also try. I will try to join the phrases. Especially, I believe strongly. Paraphrasing is very interesting thing for me when it comes to sound like quite unique. When I use that, let's try it, but instead of saying let's try, let's give it a try. It is sounding more
Let's,
natural, right? Yeah.
let's give
So
it a go. If you want to
yeah.
really sound British, say,
Yes.
let's give it a go. I'll give
Let's
it a
give it a
go.
go. Yeah,
Next time I speak English, I'll learn some of them little phrases. I'll give it a go.
exactly, exactly. I think people they must have to know about this thing. And one thing or more, that is when they like forget about that vocabularies. Is there? What do you think about it? Is that they're quite unrealistic to take more like in a day 3, 4, 5 words, or it is related with some advanced vocabularies? So they have to start from basic. I think so, or one or two max.
Yeah, I think so. If there's a couple of things you can do to really help. And I've found in my experience of helping thousands of people raise their level, this is what I'd suggest. You need to make a conscious decision. I'm going to improve my English. You
True.
can't just dip in. Do 10 minutes a day is better than none, but it's not going to get you to where you want to be. So decide to make the habit every day for 1 month. Just give it 1 month and you will go at least one level higher in your English if you make it a habit. What I mean by this is surround yourself with English.
True.
When your alarm goes off in the morning, you're lying in bed, your alarm goes off. Straight away, start talking to yourself in your head. Say, right, my alarm has gone off. It's 7 o'clock. As you get out of bed, I'm getting up. I'm going to have breakfast. If you live on your own, say it out loud, because the mechanics, your brain talking to your jaw, your tongue, your vocal cords, that's really helpful. If you don't speak out loud, it's like learning how to swim by watching other people. You can't learn how to swim by watching other people because you dive in
True.
and you drown, you know? So you've got to physically learn to speak. So if you can speak out loud, speak out loud. But if not, do it in your head. Put them little post-it notes. You know, they're usually the yellow. I've got pink ones. Stick them everywhere so that when you go to the cupboard, it's got cupboard on. And say to yourself in your head, I'm opening the cupboard. You get into the habit. When you sit down and you're eating your breakfast, turn on the radio, listen to an English channel, listen to a YouTube podcast maybe about something that interests you. Make it fun. If you like fishing, listen to someone English talking about fishing.
True.
If you like dancing, listen to an English podcast about someone talking about dancing, eating, whatever makes you happy, whatever is interesting to you. If you've got no interest in motor racing, don't watch an English video on motor racing because you will get bored. Your brain will say,
True.
I don't care what languages this is in. Make it fun. Surround yourself with English.
True.
But don't just learn 15 words. Don't learn 15 idioms. Don't learn 15 anything every day. That's not a good thing to do. It's a waste of your time because you will forget almost all of them by the very next day. Just let it soak in naturally. The technical name for this is comprehensible input. And it's the best way to learn naturally. When you were little and you were just learning to speak yourself, your mum never used to say, right, I want you today to look at the verb go out. You want to go out to play. You're going out to play. You went out. She didn't do that. She'd just say, go and play.
Yes,
It's
true.
the natural way to learn your own
Natural.
language. And this is the way to learn English as well.
True. And it is called, I think, comprehensible process. We have to comprehend the things as a context, and we have to surrounding the things, as you mentioned, when we're facing, then we have to surround ourselves some content related with facing. We can watch some videos, and that really helpful, right? Instead of learning some more vocabs like 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I personally believe that what I used to do, I just take one word in a day and I make 7 sentences with that word to understand that where
I
I
like
can use
that.
it. I just see the things that, yeah, in that way, in this way, I can use it. And accordingly, I started using in the same day. And the revision process is important. Not only that I'm learning 5 vocabs in a day and tomorrow again 5 vocabs, I'm not revising the things, then I will just like forget that easily. That's why
Yeah.
revision is also important.
There's an English saying, use it or lose it.
True.
And it's true of everything. Do you know, you learn a skill. If you don't use it, then you lose that
True.
skill. Use it or lose it. I used to be okay at speaking Spanish. Do you know, I went to Spain. I could get by day. I haven't spoken Spanish for 20 years. Do I know Spanish now? Hardly any. It's not like riding a bicycle. Once you learn to ride a bicycle, you can always ride a bicycle. You know, I haven't ridden a bicycle for 30 years, but I'm confident I could get on one. Maybe a bit wobbly at first, but I could ride one.
Yeah,
Language is not like that.
Not
it's
like
a skill that you have to practice and practice all the time.
And I believe strongly this point that it's just a skill and we have to develop it, right? And it will develop by naturally with our commitment, how much ambitious we are, like that depends. So by the way, one thing is people, they're quite worrying about this thing continuously. What I have seen with my co-learners and the people especially, they're struggling to think about, is it possible to become a fluent speaker within 1 month, within 15 days? There are multiple videos on YouTube they can easily get, and this is, I think, top and training title, that becoming a fluent speaker within 15 days and 1 month. So just I want to ask you one question, which is, if someone had only 1 month to improve their spoken English, then what should they focus on? Not that they're from zero to, they want to develop their skill from zero to fluent speaker. I'm talking about if someone had just only 1 month to improve their spoken English, then why they should focus on, according to you?
Yeah. I see those adverts. Become fluent in English in just 2 weeks. In 3 months, you can be speaking like a native speaker. In my experience, you can't. Okay, they're just people who want your money. So save your money and don't go that route. Can you improve incredibly in 1 month? Yes, you can. I'd say this at the start. We all have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. Concentrate on your listening skills. Your brain will absorb natural speech. Okay? So concentrate on your listening skills for that month. I've already said, immerse yourself in English. Realistically, I don't teach absolute beginners. It's very unusual for me to do that. I did it a couple of years ago as a challenge to myself, just to see how fast I could get someone to be able to have fairly in-depth conversations. And that person worked really hard. I worked hard with them. We had a plan, and it took about 10 months to a year. But at the end of 10 months to a year, you would probably describe them as fluent. And when they started, they could just say, hello, my name is. So realistically, if you have a plan and you immerse yourself in English, listen more than you speak, but make sure you do speak, I would suggest 10 months to a year. Can you improve in a month? Definitely. Do the things we've already discussed.
True, true. It's possible, but sometimes when it comes to, they have a lot of expectations that I will become a fluent speaker within 1 month and 15 days, but they don't have any ambitions to do some hard work and the processes we have to follow out to achieve the fluency rate. Then I think it's quite unrealistic, because nowadays people are dreaming of, but they're not analyzing that how to give a direction to the dream. Because if we are dreaming, then we have to know about this. We should have to know about it, that how to give a direction to our dreams. That I believe.
Absolutely. But I 100% agree. Sorry, I put you off there. I'm aware our time is running out. If you want to hear what you sound like as a native speaker, that is different. I did a video as a fun video. Can you speak English in 6 minutes? Can you sound like a native in 6 minutes? Well, obviously, all I can get you to do is sound as though you're a British English speaker. And I've proved on my video, you can actually sound. So if you want to hear just what you sound like as a British speaker, go and find that. It's called something like, can you speak English inside 6 or 7 minutes? And you can, there's tips in there that will help you on your journey. But can you become fluent inside a month from nothing? No. Can you improve drastically? I agree with you. You can.
True. I totally agree with that. Okay. All right. So one more thing. Like additionally, I'm gonna ask you with that same question, that if someone had just only 1 month to improve their English, with that, just if someone followed the right roadmap, okay, then how long it will take time to get a fluency, means proper fluency, or becoming a fluent speaker, according to you?
We all learn at different levels.
Yes, true.
Do you know? And so it's an impossible question. Some people have a natural ability. I've got a private student that I teach at the moment who has such a natural mimic. In other words, he can hear a sound and instantly he can repeat that sound. So he can sound very good almost instantly. But that doesn't make him a fluent speaker. It makes it clear and easy to understand what he says. Um, Realistically, like I say, if you work really hard at it, an average person, I would suggest 10 months to
10
have
months.
in depth conversations and be able to communicate easily.
True.
However, it depends what you describe as fluent. Do you know what fluency in language means different things to different people? Do you know, is it to sound like a native speaker? Then come and live in England. I know people who live in England for 50 years who weren't born here and they still don't sound fluent. To me, if that's the definition. I just think language is about communication. It's about
Communication. True.
understanding the ideas someone's trying to give you and you being able to express your ideas to them so they understand it. That to me is fluency. And I would suggest around a year. If you work hard, around a year. What's your experience? How fast did you learn? Because you're fluent.
All right. Okay. So if I look back my journey, I would say, yeah, it took around 9 to 10 months. I would say exactly the same thing happened with me because that is also matter. Consistency is also matter. Sometimes we just break the consistency, right? But we accept that. Oh, we will become a fluent speaker within 10 months. Steve is experienced one. You've already told that things that anybody they can become a fluent speaker within 10 months if the person is average or they're continuing their journey. But when people will just like continue their journey and a mid of their journey they will just like break their consistency, then it will never be possible, right? We have to be consistent, and I am saying this point here. I was consistent, and still I would say I'm consistent. I didn't break even a single day to speak my English. So it took around 9 to 10 months for me to becoming a
Yeah,
fluent speaker where I can express my thoughts and emotions very easily, very clearly.
yeah. That doesn't surprise me. Joe, you've worked hard at it. Learning English, like
True.
any skill, is difficult. Joe, I play the guitar, and sometimes I'll teach a friend how to play. And it's difficult because I have to go back and say, put your finger here, put your finger there, do this with this hand, and it's any skill like that is difficult.
True.
No one's I don't speak perfect English. I'm 60. How old am I? I'm 65 years old. I have to remember then. How old am I? I'm
Right.
65 years old. And so I've been around English all my life, obviously. I'm
True.
not a perfect English speaker by any imagination, by any measure. I'm not a perfect English speaker. But I don't have to be. I learn new words every day. I learn new things about English every day. It's a lifetime's journey learning a language. So yes, you every day you'll get a little better, push through, and you'll be
Exactly.
able to express your thoughts and understand other people's thoughts easy. But don't think, oh, 10 months and I'm there. Think the rest of my life I will
Exactly.
improve every day.
True. True. That is matter. People they have to understand it's not about 1 year journey. It is a really lifetime journey. And I believe strongly learning is a process will never be end. We have to learn whatever we can learn till the end of our breath. So it's a
So true.
skill, it's a language, as you mentioned, that you are surrounding yourself. You're born in United Kingdom. It has been more than of 60 years. So of course you were surrounded yourself. So it's very normal for you. So the thing is that we have to continue our English journey continuously and whatever we can learn, and day by day, and gradually it will be developed, right? That is the concept mostly people they avoid to understand. I don't know why, but they need to understand about this concept. Then they can easily get to know about their journey, what they wanted to. All right. So, Steve, I have a last question for you. And I think this would be very, very helpful for the people, those who are watching this video. So, what advice would you give to someone who are just starting their spoken English journey today?
First, you don't need to spend any money at all. The internet is a marvelous thing. Do you know? As long as you can get on the internet, you can listen to English speakers, you can get lessons from me and other teachers free. You don't need to spend money. So it's not going to cost you money, but it is going to cost you time. So plan on using your time. Perhaps you like going out to ride a bicycle. Perhaps you like playing football. Perhaps you like cooking. Whatever you like doing, you're not going to have as much time if you're serious about learning English, because it will cost you time. So don't fall for this. Send us so many rupees and I guarantee you will speak fluent English in 2 days. You won't. You're wasting your money. Don't do that.
True.
It's important that what you do is fun. Your brain needs it to be fun. If it's boring, you will stop doing it. So put aside grammar. Like I said right at the start, put it aside. It's boring. You don't need that. Choose something that's fun to do. If you like listening to pop music, listen to English pop music. That will help. It'll help you with the rhythm of English, which is important. So as you go to work, listen on your headphones to English music, English podcasts about things that interest you. Make it fun. And if you make it fun, you'll keep it up. You'll keep going. You'll make it into a habit. And it's the habits that will make you successful.
True. Exactly true. That's an amazing advice from your side. And I hope so. This advice and this suggestion would be very helpful for the people, those who are watching this video. And this conversation is all about people, those who are struggling for their spoken English, their communication. There are a lot of things we have discussed today related with a lot of concept related with the spoken English and communication, articulations. I hope so this session or this insight will be helpful for the people who will watch this video or who are watching this video. So thank you so much, Steve, for coming to my channel. I'll fulfill my dreams today. And it was my dream, and thank you so much. And you won't believe to me, my native language is something different. As you know, we Indians have a lot of languages, more than of 138 languages. So still my native language is Bengali. I don't know whether you much sincere about this language or not. My native language is Bengali, and Hindi is Indian language. I can speak Hindi also. So I learned that Hindi by listening a lot of things, a lot of TV shows from my childhood. And by listening, I grab that language. I'm a fluent speaker right now in Hindi. So it is all about a journey, and we have to continue our journey. So please continue your journey, guys, if you really want to speak like this. And this is the proud moment for me. I started my journey without having any dream, without having any expectation from my side or result expectation especially. And today, I'm talking to someone who is native speaker, and this is like kind of a dream, and that fulfilled today. Thank you so much, Steve, for that.
You're more than welcome. It was lovely talking to you and all your lovely viewers.
Thank you so much. So see you later. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye, my friend.